Hi guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about the difference scores and what to do with that data. So I've got my difference scores here. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. So the first thing I want to talk about is how I got these difference scores, and then the little descriptive blurb up top here explains how those were created. So you guys had some at-home data and some in-class data. What I did was take the difference between the at-home value and the in-class value, and then I averaged those for each group. So one thing to note about these values is that they do have signs, so a positive sign or a negative sign. For any value with a positive average difference score, the value for the corresponding group was higher at home after participants potentially drank coffee, right? And it's potentially because depending on what group you were assigned to, you might not have had any caffeine. To illustrate a 5% difference score for accuracy, or a positive 5% difference score, would indicate that a group was on average 5 percentage points more accurate on a task when they completed it at home. And the converse is true for a negative value. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is this data is arranged per activity. So this first table has to do with the typing speed activity. Scrolling down, you can see this data has to do with the Tower of Hanoi activity. If I keep going, you can see that this data has to do with the visual search reaction time activity. And finally, this data has to do with the go, no-go reaction time activity. So you only pick one activity to write your report on. Please don't write your report on all 4 activities. That's just way too much work for you guys, and you don't need to be doing that, and you're not going to get any extra marks for it. So make sure you only pick one activity to write your report on. The last thing I want to draw your attention to is that all of these values have units associated with them. Okay, WPM is words per minute. Errors is obviously the amount of errors you made. Moves, again for Tower of Hanoi, is how many moves it took you. Seconds, again, is just a unit of time. You guys all know that. MS is milliseconds. The percent sign is obviously percent. And then again, we have milliseconds down here, and then percent again. So when you're doing your graphs, make sure that not only do they have a descriptive title that is a sentence, not verses, so like not X versus Y, but a descriptive sentence so that I know what the graph is about, even if it wasn't in your report. And also make sure that your axis labels have units on them, okay? And that's all I wanted to talk about.